Hello, welcome to a 10-minute stretch. This one is focusing on the spine, which literally head to toe stretch, which especially if you've been sitting or over a computer, the first thing you really want to do is have a lovely, delicious spinal stretch. So follow me and let's sort this out. So the first thing, we're going into tall mountain. So it's a counteract because we don't stand up straight very much. So that in itself will get our posture muscles sorted. So slightly soft knees, feet hip width apart, little pelvic tuck, roll the shoulders back and down and drive the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And remembering to keep that the slight firmness in the belly to keep that spine straight. So with a lovely straight line, which we rarely actually do. It sounds obvious, but we rarely actually do. We'll go into a tall mountain. So that's just reaching the arms up. And now try and reach your fingers as tall as you can to the ceiling. Now it might be that your arms only come here, in which case drive your fingertips out in the direction of where you're able to reach your arms. It might be that they're here, in which case drive your fingertips out there, okay? So still maintaining the hand. If you're able to get them in line with your ears, with your head crown to the ceiling, chin parallel to the floor, and you're able to get your arms alongside the ears, then that's great too. And then in which case drive them up to the ceiling, keeping your abs tucked in. Remember, softness in the knees. When you kind of semi-sit, it makes it much easier to keep the spine straight. Reach it tall. You're trying to get as tall as you can and drive your heels into the floor. So you're trying to elongate the spine even while you're standing. And exhale and bring it all down, loosen it all out. So we're going to go downwards and counting our vertebrae down. So I'm going to count different section: neck, thoracic, which is from bottom of the neck to the mid-back, down your lumbar, and then our last few sacrum and coccyx, because it's by counting it gives you the duration of time it needs to actually give the time to separate those vertebrae out, because they get very compressed, especially with a lot of sitting. And if you get dizzy, if you have blood pressure issues, so that tipping forward makes you feel unwell, do this sitting on a chair. Keep your chin up as much as you can instead of folding too far forward, and then just stop at the point that you know is right for you. Otherwise, here we go. So I'm going to count, there's 7 vertebrae in the neck. So I'm going to count 7, and that's just to bend your head forward. Okay, here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we should be looking at the floor. Now we're going to do the upper part of the back. There's 12 vertebrae, so 12. Slide your hands down the legs, keep knees soft as you like. 11, 10, 9, take it slow. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's just to the mid-back. We've now got our lumbar, which is your lower spine. So 5 of those. So I'm going to count 5, 4. Keep sliding down the knees. 3, 2, 1. Now one more for the sacrum, and maybe another count down for the coccyx. And just come, it doesn't matter if you're still up here. It really, really, really doesn't. It's you just giving a curve in your back to give it a chance to really stretch and find its full length. So when you're as low as you're comfortable to go, with your chin tucked in, you've got 2 options. Either make a cradle with your fingertips and rest them lightly on the very back of your head, and that will just help bring a stretch into the back, into the neck. If you really want to get into your lower back, soften those knees. That will really stretch down into that lower back. And if you want to get more length in your vertebrae, to extend them, then hold on to those elbows and allow gravity to gently, you might hear pops and cracks. That's what I like, because I know that means it's all stretching and releasing. And if it feels nice, you can even have a little sway, move things about, maybe bend one knee or another. And now we're going to make our slow progression up. So the chin stays tucked to the very last moment. So 1 count for our coccyx, 1 count for our sacrum. So our lumbar is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mid back, 12, 11, 10. Keep looking down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We should still be looking down at the floor. And 1. And then finally the neck for 7, 6. Take your time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I find not only does that give enough time to help start elongate the space between the vertebrae, but it also is quite meditative, so it's quite calming by doing the counts. And another benefit is that you need to go up really slowly if you've been down for a while. So the slower you come up, not only will that help restack your vertebrae, but you need to move slowly the longer you've been down, upside down. So we're now going to flex and stretch the spine in a different way. We're going to do cat-cow, standing cat-cow. This can be done quite comfortably seated as well. So if you're sitting down and you just want a quick spine stretch because you're then this is the one to do. So sitting, tail tuck, we're going to do an in-breath. And with the in-breath, I find it helps to slide hands on knees. Bring your hands to your hips, pin those shoulders back and push your chest upwards as you look up your nose. And on an exhale, you're going to tuck the chin, crunch the belly in, and then round the shoulders, and then link the fingers, and stare down at the floor, and really push those arms forward for a stretch over the upper back and the lower back where you've tucked in. So in breath, hands to hips, thrust the chest up, tilt the nose up. Exhale, crunch it in, press those arms forward, stare at the floor, have a nice stretch all over that back. Breathe in, hands to hips, nose up to the ceiling, pin the shoulder blades together. Exhale, tuck, crunch, press forward. And again, breathe in, hands to hips, pin the elbows together, nose up to the ceiling, stretch the throat. Exhale, crunch, and press. Again, there's something you can do seated as well. Oh, that feels divine. And then slowly come to standing and do as many of those as you need. So we also need to stretch our sides. So begin with feet wide apart, just slide a hand down. The main thing about when you do a side stretch is it's quite common to roll the body forward, in which case you're not stretching the side. So you want to imagine that your shoulders are up against a wall and you're just going in a straight line, and you don't have to go far to start feeling that stretch. So we're stretching the spine along the lateral. Oh, that feels nice. If it is comfortable for your shoulders, if you're not tight here, you can drive the fingertips in line with your ear, but that's only if that feels good. Otherwise, you can put it at the back of your head or just keep it on your hip. Just find what's right for you. No point doing a move that brings the tension back into your body. Okay, and then very gently and slowly come up using your waist muscles, and we'll do the other side. So slide that hand down. I'm going to do my hand overhead because that feels nice. Remember, try not to roll forward. Imagine you're pressing your shoulders against a wall so you're nice and straight. Or have hand behind the head and push the head against the hand. That's a nice stretch. Or, as I said, you can just bring your hand there. Whatever is going to give you the stretch without causing tension elsewhere. Okay, squeeze in and gently come up. And we're going to now do a standing camel. So we're going to, you can link the hands behind the body, or if you've got a scarf or a piece of fabric to hold on to because it feels uncomfortable to link fingers, you can do that too, or grab a bit of clothing or something. So standing camel, link your fingers behind, and start pushing your chest upwards. So it's not about dumping into the lower back, it's about your upper chest. So you're pulling the shoulders back and pressing your chest upwards, and just follow with your nose as far as is comfortable for your neck and stop where it's comfortable. So your hips are pressed forward, a little stretch there. And then on an exhale, release those fingers and come back up to standing. One more time, so this is a nice shoulder release. You can also imagine you're sliding your hands into back pockets, so press your hands there, support that lower back, and again pin those shoulders back, start following the nose and thrust your chest upwards, pin those elbows together and gently release, because you want to be kind to the lower back. You don't want to dump into it just to stretch the upper body. And finally, friends, we're just going to do a nice little spinal twist. Arms up, exhale down, arms up, exhale down, up and down. Try and keep your hips square so that you actually experience a twist through the spine. And oh, that feels nice for me. You can modify it and make it into bent elbows. I just twisted my hip forward. So try not to, because by keeping your hips square, the twist will do more benefit. If that is too much, just hold your arms, elbows at shoulder height and twist from there. For me, I like a little bit of both, really. And again, I've just twisted my hips. And there we go. And a quick release for the spine. Shake it all out. Hope you enjoyed that, and as I said, I've got more videos like this, so if you need more stretching, please do another one. Thank you.